My son, Pony Boy.
All right, I think we're live. Says we're live. I can't mute this. It keeps going back up.
So we're live right now.
Says we're live right now, bro.
Live.
Yep, it just popped up on my thing. Notification. Are you pulling it up over there?
No,
That's insane.
bruh. You gonna tell people
Of course I am.
why?
Because they need to know what's going on in our. This is like a behind the scenes. They need to know what's going on. I'm setting the scene for them. You know what I mean? And that includes you doing that over there. Felix said, "What up?"
What up, Felix?
Not much, Felix. Marcus is just giving us fake views.
You are.
Can you hear us, Felix? Does everything sound? I mean, probably doesn't sound amazing, but if you can hear us, that'd be dope. Shut up. Not y'all arguing before the live. Mr. TubeU92 said, "What's good, y'all?" Not much, bro. We on the couch again. That's what's good. You're back on the couch. Pause. That sounds weird. That seems weird. Back on the couch seems crazy. But he says we're good.
There's a cord.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
What's this? What is it?
Is it that one?
I don't know.
No, it's this one.
Ah, there we
Here's
go.
that one.
Yeah, they can see my fucking head.
God damn it. All right. Boom. Okay. Yeah, we just decided to give y'all like a behind the scenes. We didn't really want to abandon.
Throw the camera on.
Okay. All right. We don't want to abandon the live stream, so we figured we give y'all some behind the scenes coverage. All right. Let's fix that. I feel like it's not really facing me like it should be.
Come this way a little bit. Nope, yeah. Nope. You can leave the tripod where it's at, the actual camera. Nope.
Yeah.
I didn't get so far off the center that quickly. You're gonna cut it, and it's fine.
No, I'm not. I'm leaving it exactly like that. It's gonna be exactly like it's gonna have the ceiling in there.
Thanks.
All right, comments. Y'all are good. Josh can't wait to start the. Okay, all right. He's referring to my tweets because what I said about college football.
Ah, you smoking everybody in the chat in college football when it comes out. I just had to let y'all know.
With Hawaii,
Everybody, with whoever.
they need to put FCS teams in the game.
Why?
Because people already like to play as a lesser team and then grow it. So
Do
why
they?
not give us the FCS teams and then I want to play as an HBCU team.
You can play as Grambling. You can play as Grambling in 2014 if you wanted to, if you were so inclined.
Grambling was like the only team though.
It was. Or
It's not like they had
Oh,
Jackson
yeah.
State or
I think Jackson State may be on there, bro.
I don't think so.
I'm about to look. I'm about to go in there and look.
Anyway, yeah, no, I can't wait to start throwing picks and Chip Kelly's offense and NCAA. Shut up, Felix.
Nah, man.
Felix been getting kind of. He want to fight. I'm gonna square up with Felix one of these days.
You gonna turn your volume down, bro?
I can't. Every time I try to do it, it goes right back up.
Oh, probably because of the mic.
I don't know what it is. I muted the one here on the phone.
Yes, it is. We all right.
Anyway.
What's going on, folks?
Yeah.
What up?
Nope, it's still going. I don't know why it does that. That's weird.
All right, one last thing. My phone is it's gonna die.
Oh.
Phone is actually gonna die. So
Hold
give me
on. Does that work? But you're not allowed to automatically adjust my mic. I'll keep doing that.
Yeah, because I need this for the takes. Oh, you know what? No, I wrote it down. I'm good. Take a bathroom break. I'll get it in.
I need my phone, but you got me doing a million things with it.
You got it, bruh. You him.
I'm not him.
You him.
Not for this.
Himothi.
Himothi is insane. All right. We'll try with that. Can't record anything.
Damn, this is the first time we've been back here since Michigan won the national championship, huh?
No, we already went over all that. So
no, I'm saying this is the first time we've been back on the couch since Michigan won the national championship, huh?
But see, we already went
Isn't that
over
so
all
crazy?
that. And
Isn't that so great? Michigan, the Michigan Wolverines, regardless of what happens next season, the Michigan Wolverines are the current reigning national champions. Isn't that
we
amazing?
already went over all of that.
No, I know, but it's just like every so often it creeps back into my mind like, damn, a month ago or a little over a month ago, Michigan hoisted the crystal ball. Pull it down! Pull it down!
Can we change the narrative to just over a few months ago, Jim Harbaugh was the head coach of your team and now he's not?
Why do we need to change the narrative to that?
It's a nice little narrative. I like that one.
Okay, yeah. When he was the coach of our team, we were winning a national championship. It's amazing. We retired Nick Saban. What a run. 15-0 and retired the GOAT is nuts. That's the way to go out, boy. If you're gonna go out, that's the way to do it.
I think he retired either A, because the rumors say his wife
retired the GOAT,
or B, he retired because his team just wasn't as good as previous Bama teams.
Okay, if it's B, then it's definitely we retired the GOAT. If it's A, then it's A. But if it's B, we retired the GOAT.
And Columbus is only two and a half hours drive from me, Josh. I'll come and beat you in NCAA 25.
Man.
Nah, you ain't got to drive, bro. It's online. We got online multiplayer.
But if you want to pull up, I will watch that. I will be present.
And
then I'll smoke whoever wins.
I'll stream both of them.
Okay.
And I'll play as the Buckeyes, just to, Or I can play as the Akron Zips.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I'll play as the Akron Zips and beat both of y'all.
And beat who, Josh? You can't beat me now with Ohio State.
You haven't even played me in a decade.
Okay.
Well, that's crazy.
I know what I have been playing.
The computer.
College football 2014. Well, hey, listen. How about consistent years of playing the computer versus what? What are you playing right? Are you actively playing against other people?
No, I can't play against other people.
So what are we talking about? That's the only thing we've been able to do.
No, sure. But I have also
against the computer.
But I have also been playing against the computer.
Okay, you're right. Yep.
And I've been playing Madden against people.
Madden sucks.
Madden is terrible.
Madden doesn't need to be introduced into this conversation.
But at least I know, the updated because
this shit better not be nothing like Madden.
College football is going to look like it.
That shit better not be anything like Madden. I hate the graphics on Madden. I hate the way they move.
Too. Yep.
I hate the game speed.
Same.
I hate the mechanics. I hate the controls. There is nothing about the gaming experience about Madden that I want to carry over. Maybe the equipment, like the freedom in equipment. Okay, yeah, maybe I want a half sleeve with the quarter top like JJ on one side, and we just gonna do it the quarter top over here, leave it open. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a smoky visor in college football, stuff like that. Let me get stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to put a bicep band on 5 different parts of my arm. Let me do it.
So they just need to add more because they already had some of that stuff.
But in terms of what we're actually doing with the characters while we're playing, it better not resemble Madden in the slightest.
Truth be told, you really can give us NCAA football 14
all over again. But just
update
on a few things.
Update the dynasty.
So
update your recruiting in the dynasty and update the rosters.
Instead of, and especially when you do the online dynasties, instead of just spending time points, we're actually going through and recruiting, right? I'm sure NIL is going to play a factor into that as well.
Sure.
But I want the recruiting process of it all to actually matter. You know what I mean? I don't know how to make that a thing, but especially in the online dynasty, being able to recruit should be a determining factor because it is in regular football.
Yeah.
That's how strong of a tool it is in regular football. It should play that same rule in the game.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Oh, you know what? You know what they can do? They can adapt like the story mode kind of feel for Road to Glory from 2K. That's what they can do. So when we do Road to Glory, you can give me a more immersive story. Like you can actually follow the character outside of the games and stuff like that, like they do in 2K. I would enjoy that.
I
would
agree
enjoy
with that. However, sometimes the 2K stories can be a little convoluted.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. Like the what was the one Asian sidekick that was on there for like 2018, 2019. It's random as hell.
And she was like a rapper or something.
Yeah. It was basically Aquafina in 2K.
Yes, basically.
That
is insane. Yeah, no, I don't want that.
We don't have to go that deep. But like I can have some parents and they come to the draft with me, little stuff like that.
Yeah, and obviously they have some kind of say in your recruiting, I guess, maybe.
I buy my first house, buy my first car. Hey yo,
NIL, that's crazy.
An open world format NCAA game. Could you imagine like a God of War Hogwarts Legacy style game, but for college football? I mean, they've already done it for 2K. They've had it for 2K. They've had that open world map where you can go out and you can go hoop and you can go buy shoes and clothes and stuff like that. Imagine having that in the NIL world of college football. Boom, I'm going to the Lamborghini dealership to buy me a car.
Lamborghini dealership is nuts as a college player.
I'm about to go buy me a house, or I'm about to go rent an apartment somewhere in downtown Columbus or downtown Los Angeles or whatever.
Or I'm Denzel Burke trying to get my Twitch subscribers up.
Shit like that. Like, literally. I started a YouTube channel. I put my practice highlights on my YouTube channel.
I'm Travis Hunter, and I'm showing off my crib on YouTube with my girlfriend.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man.
Yeah, no,
that's a lot of stuff y'all can do. An open world format game for college football
that would work.
Oh my goodness.
And it would make Road to Glory that much better. Because honestly,
it would make it nuts.
Sometimes I don't even worry about Road to Glory.
Like imagine you sign up Road to Glory. Obviously, you can play any position on there. It's gonna be enough players to be able to field an entire game. So imagine meeting up at the park and having like a scrimmage with all the Road to Glory players online.
But who's gonna play offensive lineman?
Yeah, that's not gonna jive.
Because I feel like in 2K you don't get
but then
people
like
play center unless they can shoot.
I don't know, man. You might, because there's definitely people that play the defensive lineman. You just gotta find some people who are willing to get out there and block the whole game. But if you can put a team together, if you can put 11 guys together that's willing to do each responsibility on offense to play, that would be dope.
You would have to add mechanics to an offensive lineman because there's not.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's
there's
the pass rushing, mechanics and stuff like that. You could find a way to mimic that on the offensive side. That wouldn't be that hard. But I'm saying that would be like my park on crack.
Yep.
It would be my park on steroids.
Yep.
You'd have 22 people from 22 different households all playing the same game, and then multiply that by a factor of like 1,000 per night, maybe even 1,000,000 if it gets big enough.
I was going to say
crazy.
Instead of scrimmages or something like that, you could do 7-on-7s.
7-on-7s would work as well, because then you don't involve the offensive line. Maybe you have one rusher.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that. Oh my goodness. There'd be so many people playing that damn game. Because even if you do 7-on-7, that's 14 people instead of 22. 14 people is more than any regular. I mean, I feel like now you're approaching like a war zone lobby with 14 people at a time.
But there's so much room for engagement amongst the community that it could be another 2K if they really wanted it to be. But it's EA, and I don't trust them to do
that. We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, no, Felix said Back of the Bus online dynasty would be crazy.
Hey, Back of the Bus online dynasty might have to be the one.
So it'd be the two of us versus what? Some of the fans?
Yeah, we'd obviously have to put a league together. Ooh. We would have to make it membership only. I feel like at that point we couldn't just give everybody a team. There would probably be some conflict there.
How many teams can you do on Online Dynasty.
Online Dynasty.
Or maybe they'll change it when.
Yeah, we'd have to see when it comes out. Stay tuned.
Yeah, maybe we'll have
Stay
to do
tuned.
maybe we'll have members and then we'll pick at random from that, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Does Madden already have something like that already called the Yard? I don't know.
I don't play Madden enough to know.
I only play online, so
I have no clue.
all right. I don't know if I hit the record button, so let me check. I did hit the record button, so I got all of that. But let's go ahead and.
So what chat am I looking at right now?
That's the same chat.
That's the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't see none of that on there. Way too far away.
Well, if you pull up your phone and pull up the chat, you'll be able to see.
If you pull up your phone and pull up the chat, you'd be able to see.
That's crazy.
Uh-oh.
What?
Down.
Joshua Marcus was goodie from Tony Robinson. What's good, bro?
Tony Robinson.
Oh. All right, Behind the Cave. Are you ready? You ready to go?
Yep.
Which trailer that's come out recently do you want to talk about first? Super Bowl just happened.
Deadpool
And Wolverine. Deadpool. Is that the title now that they're going with?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. I'm still probably not going to support Marvel by going and paying for it directly.
I'm seeing that.
But I want to see it. I definitely want to see it at the very least.
It's about the only thing that I want to see.
I would agree.
It's about the only thing I want to see. It's a good thing that's going to be the only movie this year. Good thing.
But X-Men 97 did also make me a little interested too.
Yeah.
But Deadpool is definitely over X-Men 97.
Yeah, no, Deadpool is exciting me just because it's cinematic. And there's still a slither of hope in the cinematic universe. I don't think anything being put on Disney Plus right now has a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's quality content, it has an uphill battle like no other streaming service at the moment.
Now they're about to merge with Hulu in March.
Yeah, okay, well,
and then that'll get them.
That'll make them. You can only watch the titles that you like on Hulu on Disney Plus now. Gotcha. Yeah, no. I mean, again, the Echo, one of the biggest streaming flops for Disney to date. And you know why? Because they made that shit so hard to watch. They made it so hard to watch. I mean, I came into Disney Plus, right? Mm-hmm. Pull it up. Boop, boop, boop. Go to the Marvel section. Or no. First thing I did was go to the new arrivals. There's nothing in there. I'm like, okay.
Hold on. We're already too far. If it's a new show, especially
it should be right there at the top, right?
It's the first thing.
I went down to the new arrivals or the featured or whatever, scroll all the way over, and it always works out that way for me. Even on other streaming services, where like I'll be looking for something, and then for some reason they don't want to show it to me until I search for it. So I go to the Marvel little title card. I go all the way down, searching through all of the lines. I go to the search section, look for Echo. Finally pull no. I'm sorry. I went to the search section in Disney Plus. Still didn't come up. So I'm like, yo, what in the fuck is going on here? So I back out. I go to my smart TV search box, right? To search all the apps to look for Echo. It brings it up from Disney Plus. I'm like, what the fuck? Why couldn't I just pull this up on the app? So I click it. Takes me back to Disney Plus. Says you can't watch this because of the parental control guidelines, right? Because you know this is Disney Plus's first mature, right? Okay. Sure. So I halfway understood it. Here's how I jumped back off of the train. I was on the train. I was like, you know what? This is responsible. I like it. It's fine. I jumped right back off of that train when I went to hit parental controls and it told me to go to a fucking website.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching this. No. I'm not watching this. I can't adjust the parental controls from the app.
No.
Okay, well then fuck you. No,
a lot of the apps I feel like do that. They like if you want to change anything for your account, you actually have to go.
But I was in the adult app. I was in the adult profile.
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
It's okay. Stupid. Well, you made it far too hard for me to actually get to it. And for It's one thing if I had set it up that way, if I had set the parental controls on all the accounts to make it like that.
Yeah.
I didn't. You had them set automatically that way, and then you created a show that would come into conflict with the permissions that you already had defaulted on everyone's account, and then you made them be Expector Gadget to get them off so they could watch fucking Echo. No wonder why it bombed.
Yeah.
If I wasn't prepared to take a fucking multiple choice question test, then I couldn't watch Echo. There's no reason why it bombed. No wonder.
Yeah.
Nobody want to go through a fucking mousetrap to watch Echo.
Gosh. It was already okay, I guess I'll watch Echo type of thing. Like it wasn't like I have to go watch. Like Deadpool was like I gotta go watch it. Echo was like, sure, I guess I'll check it out.
So like,
if you got to do all of that just to go check it out, there's no point.
Yeah. Now the X-Men '97 again, good trailer. It seems like it's picking up right off where the cartoon in '97 left off directly. So that's all well and good. I just know that I'm gonna have plenty of time. It's like Bad Batch. I'm gonna have forever to watch Bad Batch on Disney Plus. It's just gonna be there. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
If it's decent, then I'll catch up on it and I'll be able to binge watch it like I did Clone Wars. But I'm not gonna run to it because it's been a while since there was anything going on Disney Plus that I needed to run to.
Yeah.
Now, if you're telling me Ryan Reynolds' a Deadpool movie with Hugh Jackman is coming out in the theaters in July, well, yeah, that's something I'm going to have to get to. But anything coming out on the app is just not going to do it for me.
That's fair enough.
Got some reputation building to do there.
Yeah, I need to see a clip of Juggernaut, going through destroying shit and
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Saying random quotes like I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That's what I need. I'm
the Juggernaut.
Yeah, so many people are going to make voiceovers for it now that it's a thing. We'll see when it comes out. But no, X-Men '97, I do actually kind of want to watch it myself personally. I might have to go to, the Pirate to go check out.
They got the WOKE backlash.
I heard about that.
But like I didn't really even understand what was. It wasn't until you actually researched the background of the ensemble that you got into whatever they would consider, well, like Morph is considered non-binary. Like I don't feel like that's something that you needed to say, that a mutant that can be literally any person, any being he has ever come in contact with doesn't have a defined gender.
Yeah, like
because he's a mutant. So like I didn't really think that would even matter. Now, is it a little extra to explain it that way to kind of make it modernized socially? Sure. But again, they are making this for preteens, so get out your feelings, I guess. Get out your feelings.
Wasn't that how what's her name was on the movies? Rogue? Or not Rogue. Mystique. Mystique was somebody who could morph into
So like Mystique, I think Mystique has a defined identity already. Like she has that the blue person is her. That's who she is.
Her appearance is typically that of a woman.
Right.
But she can morph into anything.
But morph is just like a blob. It's like a white humanoid thing. And like it really didn't upset me that much.
Yeah. But no, we're in a completely different era now than when those movies were coming out, and so now everything's got to be assigned some sort of controversy.
The only thing that pissed me off more than people going bending themselves over backwards to use that word to describe the X-Men was the people who found themselves trying to defend it on those same merits. Like, X-Men has always been an allegory for queerness.
What?
Fam? Stop it. Cut that shit out right now.
Nice.
Cut that shit out right now.
I don't think that's what
we did not need to dive that far into that to defend this X-Men. We really didn't. Is it an allegory for otherness, for minorities, for underrepresented groups in general?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. In that way, sure. I've always felt it to be the allegory for Black people, for slavery and civil rights.
But it very obviously didn't assign a
specifically for queer people. Come on, man, what? It's like nothing but straight people all up and down. They have to turn some of the straight characters gay to introduce homosexuality into X-Men lore.
It's just the discrimination and oppression of a X category.
Of others.
Yeah.
The others, the underrepresented, the underclass, the working underbelly of society is what I took from it. It's not specifically queer or woke or whatever the fuck else you want to call it. But yeah, man, people
take that from people in general, but okay. But no, X-Men 97 for me is a go if I can find it elsewhere in Disney Plus, and Deadpool is an obvious go.
Yeah.
The scene at the end where they finally show Logan and his
so
claws come out.
right, and you know what? I don't want to see no more.
I agree.
That is that is as much trailer as I want to see. I will not watch another Deadpool trailer. I won't watch it. If there's another one that gives us more than that, I will not see it. Something interesting that I did pull out of that trailer, though. Did you realize that they were calling them the TWA instead of the TVA?
I think I realized that they didn't call it the TVA.
Yeah, it was the TWA, and they got fucking Tom from Succession.
Yeah,
working that thing.
I was like, yeah, there's nobody here from. There's no Mobius. There's no.
But I have to believe that at some point, our version, our TVA is going to come into play. That's probably just that multiverses version of the Timekeepers, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll see.
But if that's the case, and we are dealing with TVA, does Kane come into play in Deadpool? I feel like that would be dope.
He should, but
I feel like if he does, that'll probably be the end of Kane. He'll probably die in Deadpool.
Unless they recast him.
Yeah, unless they recast him.
Which they haven't said anything yet, so
yeah, we'll see.
I guess we'll see from there. But yeah, no, looking forward to that, and looking forward to X-Men for sure. Okay, next thing. Now let's talk about, or do you want to talk about Madam Web, or do you want to talk about Fantastic Four?
Ain't much to talk about.
Madam Web, $25 million in its opening 6 days.
Yeah, 7 including today.
Crazy. Yeah, The Color Purple did that in 2 days. It didn't do anything afterwards.
25 million for a week in its first week is crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane for a Marvel associated film.
But are we not surprised? Y'all not surprised.
Nope.
Y'all can't be surprised. You know why y'all can't be surprised? Because y'all watch this show. And I told them before this movie got done shooting that they need to cancel this shit. They need to cancel this. They need to cancel El Muerto. They need to take a hard look at Kraven. Maybe they can keep Kraven, but they needed to include the Spider-Man in that shit. Stop making Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man. It is the best thing that you have. You could run Tom Holland into the fucking ground. But for some reason, the only thing that you can do is split time with Marvel. That's the only thing you can do. Make movies where you're splitting duties with Marvel. That's it. That's the only thing you can do with them is make competent Spider-Man movies, which are going to sell themselves anyway. But you have found no way to make that popularity expand to other properties. You know how you do it? You take something that's already popular, you put a little drip of it over the thing that you want to make popular, and you watch it grow. But y'all make it so fucking hard on yourselves.
You don't even have to technically use Tom Holland and everything, at least for right now, because you can use Garfield or Tobey. For the time being.
You are working with the Spider-Verse. The most popular thing outside of Tom Holland's rendition of Spider-Man that Sony has going on right now is Into the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales.
Yeah. How
you haven't put 2 and 2 together and say, we could bring this whole fucking clusterfuck together. The whole thing together. Miguel is now popping into live action to correct Spider-Man anomalies, and somehow that is bled into Madam Web. Somehow that is bled into Kraven. Somehow that is bled into the Amazing Spider-Man universe or the original OG Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe. There's just so much you could do here other than put Sydney Sweeney, Dakota Johnson, and some other randoms in this movie and flirt like you want to talk about Spider-Man, but not really.
Yeah.
Like, from all reviews that I'm seeing on this movie, it was the absolute worst direction that they possibly could have taken on this movie. And even at that, it's still surprisingly bad. Like, it always amazes me to hear some of the director and producer quotes that come out of a disaster like this, because they begin to give you some clarity as to how bad or why you ended up there.
Mhm.
So they over here talking about, yeah, we were really dead set on not including Spider-Man in this movie. I'm like,
Why?
so you mean nobody told y'all to do that? That was a choice?
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Guys, let me
This is
tell
not
you.
a character that people know. You need to connect.
Without Spider-Man, we do not give a shit about Spider-Woman. We do not give a shit about Madam Web. We don't give a shit about Silver Sable. We don't give a shit about Rhino, Scorpion, Electro, Vulture. We don't give a shit about Sandman. We don't give a shit about Craven. We don't give a shit about Tombstone. We don't give a shit about Lizard Man. We don't give a shit about any of those characters without Spider-Man. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. And then even you got a curveball. You don't even gotta go full on Toby, Andrew, or Tom. You could throw Miles back at it. You can get a live action Miles popping on there and have 4 active Spider-Man that people want to see and that will pay money for a feature length film to.
Yep.
Who else has that? Who else has the ability to march out the same character? Well, same character plus in the case of Miles, but the same character essentially in 4 different iterations, and there's segments of the same fan base that are specifically tied to each one of them. That will cash you out and get you close to $1 billion every single time you march them out, unless you're Andrew Garfield.
But even then,
but even then, it's still
it's not
lucrative.
25 million.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this shit we talking about? Dakota Johnson even knew that she wasn't even about to get nothing from this movie. Did you know that was Don Johnson's daughter?
I did not. I didn't have no idea.
It's Don
No
Johnson's
idea where
daughter.
Dakota Johnson came from.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's a nepo baby. That's why she's allowed to tell people that the movie she's headlining stinks. That's why she didn't blink an eye when she said it.
Yikes. Yeah, no, you got to connect it to so that people care.
Mm-hmm.
So that people have a reason to go see it.
Why am I watching Spider-Man content without Spider-Man? Like, what are we doing?
Especially when you're making movies for people who don't watch comics. They need something to tie this to.
We'll make this 90s Bulls documentary without Michael Jordan. It's just like not going to talk about him at all. We're not going to mention him.
That's insane. It'd be one thing if you were actually making the movie for people who actually went and got the comics. You're not doing that. You made it very clear that you're not doing that.
So not only do y'all not read the material, but now you're going so far as to rob or mutate the lore as to not require its centerpiece, its focal point.
Stupid decision making.
Goddamn Sony.
Especially Sony. Sony, you were doing pretty well for the time being.
It's just so easy. It's so easy. He hasn't been in the MCU in 3 years. He ain't been in the MCU since 2021. What in the fuck have y'all been doing for 3 years?
Not giving us Miles, since that would be the obvious replacement during that time.
I have a little bit of faith in Craven. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I like the character of Craven. The only thing that y'all have to do is have a Spider-Man show up. That's it. That's the only thing you gotta do. You don't gotta be there for long. Right? You just pop in, pop out. Leave in, leave out. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta come in for a long time. But if there's no Spider-Man in that movie, it's gonna suck, and then you will have failed. I've been told y'all, cancel all that shit, focus on the live action Miles. Now y'all got 25 million in 6 days. That's embarrassing.
That's train wreck.
Told y'all.
Train wreck. Okay, so previously we talked about the fact that Pedro Pascal has been cast as Reed Richards. We weren't crazy about it then, but now we have the full cast. We have the full cast of the Fantastic Four, and it seems that they are going specifically in a older look. Like it's supposed to look like it's kind of 50s-ish from everything that I've seen. They've even changed the logo and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the comments.
Yes, I am.
Funny comments.
Shit going on right now. SSJ Dot told us that he heard from a source in Marvel that the X-Men is woke. Tony Robinson says the X-Men will be wearing Tommy Hilfiger and jean shorts.
Yo, yikes. Yeah, man. Decisions seem to be very hard for everybody. So yeah, now we have the full Fantastic Four casting. Like I said, it seems like they're going in a older direction, or the film is probably going to have an older vibe, hence the change in the logo, hence a
it's a period piece.
A gray-haired.
There's there's a magazine in the poster that resembles a Reagan Time magazine cover. So it's going to be a period piece.
Well, even Reagan was the 80s.
Or not Reagan, Nixon.
Nixon.
Sorry,
oh,
Nixon.
Nixon. I think it was 60s.
60s, yeah. So it's going to be a period piece, folks. So
So
for those of you who were hoping to avoid the whammy of them, being here the entire time, well, let's get you halfway there. Something to do with time travel, I'm sure, or the quantum realm, or why. Now, if they end up back in the quantum realm, y'all, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm going to absolutely lose my shit. How many times have we been in the quantum realm and we haven't seen them? Why didn't we leave anyone in the quantum realm to encounter the Fantastic Four to tie this whole thing together? Why doesn't it seem like anybody has any clear idea of where this whole ship is going? It just kind of seems like we're plotting the course as we wade into deeper water.
Because decisions are very hard to deal with at Marvel.
But I have a sneaky suspicion that something's going to go awry with their research in the 60s that leads them to be trapped in the quantum realm that eventually will lead them to get out and be in present day. But if that's the case, how did you never encounter Kang, Janet Van Dyne, Scott Lang, you know what I mean? Any of them? Not how.
Especially Janet.
When you were sending your signal in there, why didn't the Fantastic Four pick it up before Kang?
Oh,
why didn't they also pick it up?
Because Kang is Reed Richards. They are one and the same.
Yeah, well, we're not doing that right now. So yeah, just concerns. Pedro Pascal is a older gentleman.
Yeah.
He's an older gentleman. How long are we going to get this version of Reed? A version of Reed that's already, I'm having to suspend some disbelief here. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know if this is offensive. It's like Eddie Guerrero dressing up as Reed Richards. It just doesn't feel right. Like, I guess I can get halfway there because, he's not a very brown Latino. He's a white Latino. He's a Spaniard. He's a European Latino for sure.
Yeah.
So like he's kind of there. But at the same time, there's enough ethnicity there to him that I'm like, I guess ethnicity, that's a good enough word. That I'm like, no, I'm just not all the way there. Now, Vanessa Kirby, perfect Sue Storm. Be dead on. The guy that they got to play Ben Grimm, I guess that's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they got the wrong Stranger Things guy for Johnny Storm.
You thought there should be another?
I thought they were going to get the brother, the older brother, the one that went crazy in season 3.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Blonde hair, blue eye guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Taller dude. You don't know shit. You don't watch Stranger Things. But they end up getting the kind of nerdy, corny guy, the guy who plays Dungeons and Dragons and shit. Which I guess you can kind of beef him up and morph him into Johnny Storm. Sure. The biggest problem I have with it is the difference in ages, right? Like, dude that's playing Johnny Storm is a perfectly age-appropriate Johnny Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa
looks older.
I feel like she
had white hair in the thing, did she not?
She had blonde hair. I'm saying it would be fine depending on whatever age they casted Reed. But seeing as how she's like mid to late 30s and Pedro Pascal is like 50. You know what I mean? Like there's it's off. Something's off. Like when did they even fucking meet? And then why is Johnny so much younger than everybody? Like she's like 38. Johnny's like fucking 22. Pedro Pascal's 52.
Oh yeah, that is blonde hair.
Ben's right in the middle of 35.
It looks like it's turning white though.
How are all of you lifelong friends? How did y'all meet up? How did y'all end up on a research team together? How did the fucking the high school grad and the college professor end up on a research team together?
Because bro plot.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What was wrong with Krasinski?
Absolutely nothing.
What was wrong with Krasinski?
Nothing. They just wanted to make headlines by doing something that
They
nobody
wasted
wanted.
him. They wasted a perfect fan casting
Yes.
for a throwaway.
If anything, make Pedro that one, and then make John Krasinski the actual.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh God, what was I gonna say? Fantastic Four looks crazy. They are gonna. Oh, okay. So they're older, right? I can't remember if the news said we were going to get Franklin and Valeria or not.
No.
We're not. Okay, so
well,
then
probably not right now.
Explain that.
But I mean, even at that, like, we supposed to wait around and wait for Reed and Sue to have some damn kids. Like, man, the man's already.
Reed is gonna be 60 plus before we get Franklin.
You'll be Grandpa Daddy.
Yikes. We're never going to get Franklin.
But
in this
Pedro
iteration
Pascal
anyway.
out here spraying spoiled milk, trying to sow wild oats.
Yo, we're not getting Franklin in this iteration. I feel like
No, for sure.
at all.
I don't even understand why we're still introducing new characters, knowing that there's going to be a reboot of Secret Wars, which makes me worried about whether or not we're actually going to reboot. I don't think Kevin wants to reboot, y'all. I think Kevin Feige thinks that he can write this shit and he can do it still doing the same old things that he's been doing. And so I don't think he really wants to reboot. Why? If you were going to just reboot in 2026, why introduce Marvel's first family in 2025 under current continuity? If you're going to reboot, I don't think he wants to reboot.
Yeah.
I think the plan right now is to have an option to reboot after Secret Wars in 2026. That's what's on the table. But I don't think it's set in stone that all of this is going back to square one after Secret Wars. Oh, I don't think that's set in stone at all. And I think that if Kevin Feige had his way, anybody who's still intact from the golden years of Marvel, they don't want to see this thing undone. They don't want to start over, because then you maybe you don't devalue it. It still had its time. It made its money, but you put it in a box to where, okay, now it's done.
Mm-hmm.
That is what was, and then going forward will be what is.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I wouldn't be looking forward to a MCU change anyway, unless they recast T'Challa in the reboot. So
I don't think he, at least him. I can't say what everybody in the company wants. At least Kevin Feige, I don't think he wants to reboot.
Yeah.
I don't think we would be pushing this hard on even a character like Blade.
Are we just going to go right into it?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's just keep it short. Blade is being delayed again.
Blade's getting canceled, Joe.
It has to. At least this iteration of Blade would have to.
Blade's getting canceled.
Mahershala Ali is not going to just be able to wait around. Apparently, he likes whatever script changes are being made.
But
it doesn't matter.
That's pub talk from
a
favorable outlet.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali, at this point, I think he's just doing Disney a favor. He's not going out loud and disrespectful or trying to embarrass the company, and maybe that'll earn him an opportunity to come back and work for him again. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is going to work out. This was a gig that was supposed to perpetuate for some years to come. Mahershala Ali is going to be 52 or 50. He'll be 53 in 2026.
I saw somebody had tweeted the original announcement of it.
It was in 2019.
The movie where they announced the release date was already supposed to be out by now.
Yeah,
2023.
Yeah, for sure.
So
they announced this in 2019.
It was February 2023 too. So I
don't think this movie is coming out. First of all, it was one thing when we was just trying to get it right, and you didn't have writers, you didn't have all that on there. Mm-hmm. If we're still talking about delaying this movie after all that was supposed to have been figured out, this ain't the first time we heard that Mahershala Ali liked the script. He liked the script 5 months ago.
Yeah.
He liked the script once Bo DeMaio and them came in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that we've been past that. We've been cleared that hurdle. Don't throw that meaningless piece of information out there to me.
Sure.
It potentially being delayed in spite of him liking what's being written is the bigger story. It's really the only story.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to come out. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be in the cards for Mahershala Ali as Blade.
Do you think you would watch, eventually a recasted Blade?
It depends on who they got.
Trevante Rhodes.
And then again, and then again, why would I have more confidence in a Blade project without Mahershala Ali than I did with the one that had him included?
I don't have confidence in any of these movies.
It's terrible, man. Blade. Remember, we was arguing with a certain fuckboy on the internet, fucking jack off master or something like that. And like he just had so much to say about all the up and coming Black projects and how ungrateful we were for looking at it and not being proud at what Disney had done for their Black characters. Armor Wars is coming up. What else is coming up? Ironheart is coming up. Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Blade. Blade is delayed. Don't know what the fuck is going on with Armor Wars. Probably canceled. Ironheart, still don't know what's going on with that. That was supposed to come out before Hawkeye.
Yes.
Ironheart was supposed to come out before Ironheart was supposed to come out before Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Ironheart was supposed to be a series primer for Wakanda Forever. It was actually supposed to make sense. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Ironheart was supposed to come out before Wakanda Forever. It was supposed to make sense that Riri Williams was in Wakanda.
Yeah. Ironheart doesn't even have any news coming out for it at all.
It's not coming out, fam.
They just gave up on it.
It's not coming out.
So, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right to not have any faith in it, because even if these movies do come out, because of all the delays that they've gone through, it's not going to be all that
absolute madness.
Oh well. All right. DC news. Bassem Youssef.
Oh yeah. My boy has joined a list of quite a few actors who have gotten their tushy smacked in recent years for voicing their opinions on the genocide that is going on in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Most recently we had the chick from Warner Brothers get booted from the Scream franchise.
Oh yeah.
Like first it was Jenna Ortega, then it was her. Then it was Bella and Gigi Hadid. They were getting some heat.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ruffalo got his ass spanked long before October 7th.
I'll talk about Mark later on.
Yeah, he got a whooping. He got Stern talking to. So Bassem Youssef. I don't know why I was switching them.
You want to say Mos Def's name?
Yes, I do.
Yassine Bey.
Anyways, Jesus, that's probably what's fucking me up. Bassem Youssef told a story on Piers Morgan show. I actually heard this before all of this shit blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was talking about how he had this audition with James Gunn, Superman Legacy. Everything went well. He got an immediate call back.
Okay.
Things were working out. And so he did the interview with Piers Morgan a few days after that. Blows up, goes viral, obviously. Then all of a sudden he gets a call back to his management saying that they're no longer interested in that. There have been changes made to the script. Now it seems that everybody involved with this, including James Gunn, has now done some damage control on this and said, "Oh, I understand. From his perspective, I can see why he thought that's what it was, but there was never a formal offer made." If there is one thing we know James Gunn to be a liar about, it is about offering positions to people. And I mean, that has been proven.
Mm-hmm.
That has been proven. Mm-hmm. Gal Gadot's coming back for Wonder Woman. Oh, we never said Gal Gadot's coming back. Ben Affleck told me he wanted to write a Batman movie. Oh, Ben Affleck said, "I will never work for Warner Brothers ever again in a day of my life." That's never happening. Henry Cavill, right? That whole debacle. Oh, he never got an offer. He wasn't never. We never fired him because we never hired him. Just like there were never reshoots to have him removed in the Flash. Okay, I guess The Rock just fucking noogied everybody at Warner Brothers for putting to put Henry Cavill in the movie, huh? There was such a lack of oversight that this black man was allowed to kidnap Henry Cavill and put him in the movie. Lord Jesus, somebody call 911.
Anybody can do all that. It'd be The Rock.
It'd be The Rock, right? Yep, absolutely. So he just doesn't have a very strong track record of telling us factual information about who he's hiring and who he's not hiring.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I'm gonna take Mr. Yosef at his first word, because I mean he's tried to make it as amenable as possible for James Gunn and anybody he has, a relationship with at Warner Brothers. But he also stood on it. He said, "Look, this is what I saw. This is what happened. It felt like I had a job. I went and did an interview where I stuck up for Palestinians. All of a sudden, I didn't have a job." And it's not unlike other actors who have done the same thing in recent memory here with this company.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just keep it real. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Watching old girl from the Scream franchise, I can't think of her name right now. Watching Jenna Ortega, watching Mark Ruffalo, watching Bassem Youssef go through these things, watching Bella and Gigi Hadid go through these things. Sure sounds a whole hell lot like if you talk out against the Jewish government, someone from that camp in your respective industry will check you in some way or another.
Yeah.
And then, like, as conspiratorial as it sounded coming out of a certain someone's mouth, God damn if we don't have the evidence towards it. That there is some secret Jewish cabal. No, it doesn't have to be anything that sinister. The Jewish government is so deeply entrenched in our economy, in our entertainment industry, in our fashion industry, that they can essentially silence any of the creatives within that space who do not preach their doctrine, who do not fall at the altar of Israel. Period. Point blank. How many examples do you need?
And it's Marvel, DC, Star Wars.
It's multiple companies.
It's everything.
Again, this is not conspiracy tinfoil Jewish cabal talk. It is AIPAC and the Jewish government has such a strong foothold in the Western world that you cannot speak out publicly against them. You can't.
Well, that would also even include our government as well.
Oh, they're completely complicit. Yeah, they're completely complicit.
But it's behind Kate.
Yep, it's behind Kate, not politics, Kate.
But yeah, no, it's all obviously there. Speaking of Mark Ruffalo, apparently not
Poor
only
guy, man. They have his nuts in a jar.
Yeah.
I got his nuts in the jar. I'd have gave this job back to Edward Norton so fucking fast. Like, oh, you want this shit back? You want to be here? Here, take it. Fuck, quick.
His character has been hoed between all of the Avengers movies. And
oh my God. They told this man, like, oh yeah, so you're never getting a movie. Don't even ask. It's not happening. But like, we can take that character development thing that you wanted to do in your movie and just stretch it out through over, 3 movies or so. And man, what the fuck?
Now here's my question. Okay, so he's not going to be in the new Captain America movie, but didn't we get all sorts of reports of all these characters from the Hulk being in the new Captain America?
They also could be lying. Like, I could see it either way. I could see it that they're just bold-faced liars because they lie a lot. They're liars. They're lying liars with lying faces.
Mm-hmm.
I also could see them putting every Hulk-adjacent character in a movie except for the Hulk. I could absolutely see that. Like, definitely. No question in my mind. If there was ever a studio that would put every adjacent character except for that character, and it would either be Marvel or Sony.
Yeah. So we're going to get She-Hulk in Captain America 4, but we're not going to get the Hulk at all. No Mark Ruffalo.
Me. But you know what? I am interested to see what they can do with Jim Walters outside of that writer's room, outside of the writer's room that they had put together with Jessica Gao and Jordan White and all those other.
She's gonna have to show up at some point in the actual MCU outside of her show. So
I mean, we just keep saying that about people, but yet,
yeah, sure. But
I mean,
see,
Kamala Khan getting her burn, but that's about it.
But see, the controversy of her show leading to said, I don't even want to call it popularity, but like at some level, she's got to show up somewhere. I would think, maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, they got to do the thing.
Not that people care to see her again, but I would think there'd be something for her to at least redeem the character. Maybe try to make her seem like no, probably not, no Marvel. Anyway, the last story that I've got here for Behind the Cape is Paramount Plus. So it seems that they feel like they're not getting a good share, a good market share, which is true because there's so many different streaming platforms already.
And all of them are failing.
Yeah, it's tough for everybody as a whole. I mean, it's not tough for Amazon because it's Prime. Everybody has Prime, and so video is just like an added bonus.
Would you all just like to follow me back to cable? I will lead you back to cable and just show y'all where it's at, because there's absolutely no point to this anymore, and to putting these Frankenstein style like packages together with all of these streaming platforms, because now they want to combine together anyways. Paramount has talked to anybody who will listen to try and combine with their already struggling streaming service. They didn't talk to Peacock. They didn't talk to Max. They talked to
Apple TV.
Apple TV. You know what I mean? Anybody who would listen. They didn't talk to Tubi.
They did not talk to Tubi.
They talked to Tubi.
Don't lie to the people.
Let's have a Tubi Paramount mashup. Let's do it.
Let's not.
I'm here for it.
Are you? You don't even watch Tubi.
I do not watch Tubi.
You're not even a real one like that.
Oh, only the real ones watch Tubi? Is that a thing?
I haven't watched the Tubi movie on my Twitch channel in 4 weeks. I think I've done 2 of them.
I have never watched a Tubi movie on anything, on any
device. You've never seen a Tubi movie?
Never.
So
other than the clips that I've seen online.
So then what's the hate for?
Because the clips are a good enough advertisement to tell me what kind of product I'm getting.
You know what? Sure.
You know, I know what to expect.
Ross says, glad to see y'all back together. What's up with your mics, bro? Yeah, we're doing the live stream from a webcam mic. Yeah. So like when you see the actual clips of the video,
watch the replays, bro.
Anyway. So Paramount's obviously struggling with the fact that streaming platforms as a whole are struggling, and therefore, like you said, they reached out to Apple TV, Max, and Peacock.
Yeah.
Which, if they did reach out to Peacock, that would be interesting because then they can.
Are you still got the mic on your joint?
No, it wouldn't. Actually, yeah. Paramount would kind of be interesting because then they could share each other's platforms. Same thing with Apple. I feel like Max could probably do the shit on their own, and they'd just be.
I mean, Max literally just combined with Discovery. So
oh yeah, they did. I forgot about that.
How about you go sit over there with Peacock and y'all put y'all heads together and try to come up with some decent content? I mean, Viacom, as it was always going to struggle with some sort of adult under 35 content. And I feel like that's probably where they have the biggest gap right now. They're doing good with Yellowstone, King of Tulsa, Mayor of Easttown. With the 35 and up, they're doing pretty well in terms of television. Even Good Burger was really good streaming on there. Yeah. It's the younger demographic that they're struggling with. I even think they do well with children. Like, 15, 16 and under.
Cartoons.
Since they have all of the Nickelodeon content, they got Nick Jr. I think they do okay with that. It is that middle demographic, that 18 to 25.
Probably what you need as far as attention.
That they'll probably look at like a person like Peacock that literally only has 18 to 25 content. If you're talking about Bel Air or what's the other show that they got on Peacock?
I don't watch that shit on Peacock.
Bel Air.
Oh no, we specifically watched the John Wick show.
John Wick show was on there. They had wasn't Swarm on there? Wasn't that on Peacock?
No, Swarm was on Amazon Prime, I think.
Ah, I was on Prime. Okay. That may be another place to look as well. Prime would be a nice partner for Paramount.
But Prime, I feel like Prime and Max are two people that are just going to consume you and take everything, and you're not.
Yeah, and then Paramount already leases some of their movie rights over to Prime to show movies on there. So it's like, how deep do you really want to get in with Amazon on this?
If you're looking for an actual like partnership and then to make a brand that is yours and the other teams, it's literally probably only Peacock, because I feel like even Apple TV to some level is still going to consume you and make you a part of their business. So that's really what you got going for yourself, is
Peacock
make a
is
partnership
the
with Peacock or be eaten.
to be eaten.
So, well, I mean, we'll see what they end up doing. I find it strange that they just released a Super Bowl commercial highlighting all the stuff on Paramount Plus, just for them to
Somebody help. Somebody got paid for the Super Bowl commercial.
like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. I tried to compare their subscribership with Disney, but I couldn't really find anything on Q4. I guess they're not doing their Q4 call until February 28th, which Disney already announced that they've lost 1.3 million subscribers, like you highlighted last week. So the last thing I saw,
the stock price is up this quarter in the first.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That was weird.
Well, their stock price is up recently because of that thing I told you about, the Epic Games.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They made that announcement and it shot
up.
Yeah. But the last I saw is Q3 for Paramount Plus. They had increased, I think, by 2 million subscribers. But I think it was still a fairly new app, so I think that's where they got most of their subscribers from. So I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing, but I figured that was kind of interesting. So yeah, that's all the stories.
Cool. We'll take a piss break and we can do doubles and L's.
Crazy. You didn't even. Don't forget about our recorded people.
Damn, yeah, I forgot. Yep, see, this first time we was ever going live and recorded. My bad, folks. So go ahead and tell us what you thought about all the stories we went over today in Behind the Cape. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for another episode.
Absolutely. And like you said, make sure you subscribe. We like to do these Behind the Cape segments at least once a week. And then make sure you check in and tune in. Jesus Christ. Make sure you check in and tune in to see what we're talking about this week.
We probably would have re-recorded that 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah. It's been a minute since we had to do that.
So, read some comments, talk to the people.
I will do that. I will talk to Tony Robinson. All right, let's see. What up? All right, Antoine Johnson. YouTube would be far easier since everybody's basically on YouTube anyway. Right? Red is not a flavor, says Love Island USA on Peacock. That'd be nuts. I feel in a few years we will only have 3 streaming services left. All right, yeah. So we're gonna have Prime. Prime is a thing regardless, because like I said, it's only a bonus to already having Prime. We're gonna have Netflix. Netflix owns the biggest market share besides Prime, I think. And then Max. Maybe Disney holds out with their merging with Hulu Plus. That's gonna be it. I think it's gonna be Disney, Max, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. That's it. But for that, we might as well just go back to cable. Let's see. Let me scroll up a little bit. Everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. YouTube is basically the modern day TV and radio all in one. Yeah, I mean, YouTube is not perfect, but YouTube, yeah, I mean, they have their own TV platform, and then obviously everybody watches YouTube like crazy. So, I mean, and it's free. College football should just make a deal with YouTube.
Face in the camera, that's crazy.
You want them to look at the couch?
But you could have just sat down and talked to them.
Yeah, but the mic sounds better when I'm up on it.
Okay.
Anyway.
My boy put his whole forehead in the screen.
Go back to singing Glorilla.
Yeah, Glow. Two-tone Cartier, watch the nails. Oh, yeah, Glow.
Sing Glorilla for the people. How about you sit there and do that?
Cruising, no cruising.
I guess
stomping these pussy bitches and shell toes. Yeah, Glow.
Curving on curving.
Creeping on creeping. two-tone Cartier matching nails, ho.
Let us know in the chat what y'all think about this behind the scenes look of what we do when we record everything.
Yeah, Glow.
Oh, you can stop singing Glorilla now.
He's hating on Big Glow.
Big Glow? Is that what you call her?
Yep.
That's your homie like that? You can just call her Big Glow like that?
That's what we do.
You from Memphis too? Is that where we're getting?
That's where I reside.
You reside currently in Memphis. That's crazy. W's and L's, the weekly recap show. We give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we do not. I will go first. And all of my dubs and L's don't have the W's and L's distinction. So I'm just going to freestyle today. But I know what I want to talk about first. And this is going to be an L. I'm giving an L to Nike. So as a sneakerhead, right, I see stories from time to time that I get curious about, right? Especially things, obviously, that pertain to sneakers. And there was as I was preparing for today's podcast, there was an article that I saw, and I was intrigued by, let's just call it the price tag of a specific pair of shoes. And I'm like, oh, I got to see what these trash, I'm sure to be trash shoes look like. Because they were going for $399. That's a huge, heavy ticket. I get Jordans, they're at the most $220, somewhere around there. If they're like super special edition, they might go up to $250. And then resale is still not even $399. So $399 is crazy, almost $400. So what do these shoes look like, and who would be the target market for these shoes? Well, these shoes are from none other than Donald Trump. Donald Trump has decided to announce that he is coming out with a pair of
the golden fake ass Christian Louboutin.
Oh, those shoes sucked. Those shoes are awful. If you don't get these January 6s the fuck out of here, bro. These trash ass, all gold, and then a fucking flag around the.
Well, you know he just lost that fraud, the civil case, the fraud case.
So he has to get people to pay for shoes. So
a $355 million decision. That is massive. That's on top of the didn't he what was it, 85 million to old girl that he defamed?
Yeah, that's roughly where you said.
Yo, fam.
80-something million, I think.
What we're approaching $500 million in damages.
So he's making his supporters pay for $400 shoes.
And the main part of it, right? The whole fraud was him falsely inflating his assets. Was telling you that the shit that he had was worth a lot more than he actually had. Mm. So he really broke for real, or maybe not by me and your standards, but in terms of owing back $500 million, he broke. And to even appeal that, he has to come up with the cash. To even appeal the decision for the $355 million, he has to come up with the money. He has to bond it out somehow.
He's not gonna sell enough shoes, basically.
Oh my God. Nigga told us that Mar-a-Lago was worth like $100 million. It's only worth like 30 million or something like that. Yeah, no, he was fucking wilding. He's wilding. He's not even actually a billionaire. Like, that's enough for me.
I could have told you that.
That's enough for me to say, okay, he's probably inflated the billionaire status if that's how egregious he's been. Like, the difference of 70 million in asset value. Like, yeah, if you've done that at least 10 times on any of the sizable things that you own, then yeah, you probably defrauded a lot of people out of loans and all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Now, I told you I was giving the L to Nike. Here's the reason why. As ugly as those shoes were, the silhouette of the shoe looked vaguely familiar. Now, aside from the huge capital T branded on the side of it, which is the ugliest branding I've ever seen in my life. Besides that T stamped on the side of it, it kind of looks like a specific Nike basketball shoe. And so you mean to tell me, Nike, that you're willing to sue Black creators who use your silhouette? I'd be pretty interested to see if you're going to do anything. He's already lost 2 lawsuits, but I'd be interested to at least see if you go against the guy who's now 0-2 in lawsuits. I mean, at least you can get some of that money back, especially if he's going to actually sell these shoes. He thinks he's Yeezy now, so he's going to sell out of these $3.99 hideous ass shoes.
My nigga said, I'm down bad. I gotta pick up this pot. I gotta sell this work.
I need to see Nike with a cease and desist.
Work. It's crazy.
You're willing to do that for black creators. One of the black creators is already in jail, and you decide to sue him. Let's see you do that. Keep that same energy for Trump. Probably not, but that's what I want to see. So that kind of pissed me off earlier today. My next step is going to people who see headlines and don't read the full article. It's been going around that Young Thug's lawyer got arrested
on gang charges. And I could never find the actual charge. Like, what is it? What do you mean on gang charges?
I'll tell you what actually happened.
First of all, hood ass lawyer. Like,
she's white, but
hella indoctrinated. YSL indoctrinated that young lady.
If I didn't know any better, I would say she's a white girl from London. If I didn't know any better, I'd be like,
let's talk about phones and how y'all own worst enemy. I'm like, who the fuck is this? This is your lawyer?
Yeah, no.
Get the fuck out.
The videos are insane. But
did you see her mom rapping Jay-Z?
That wasn't her mom, actually.
That wasn't her mom.
Just saying, but yeah, no, I did see the clip. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So anyways, yes, not Young Thug's lawyer. Oh. She represented one of the other YSL affiliates. And the case that's been brought against her, or whatever she was arrested for, has nothing to do with YSL.
Oh, something unrelated to YSL.
Yeah, but it is gang charges because apparently she was working a case, and because of the case she was working on, she had found out information that they were coming for a different guy. And she called him and told him, and she wasn't representing him, so they didn't have attorney-client privilege. So she was like, not only...
Wait, what? Give me that again.
She was representing a specific person. Again, not specifically YSL affiliated in this case, but she made a call to another person that was kind of involved and told that person, hey, they're coming for you.
YSL?
Like they got, no,
just somebody.
Separate case as a whole. But she had told them, hey, they're coming for you. They got a warrant for you. And even
the cops.
The cops
she told the dude that the cops was coming for.
Yeah, they got a warrant.
When you saying they, I'm thinking the ops. So like I'm thinking like, okay, I got you.
So she told this other guy.
Oh yeah, no, you getting arrested for that.
Well,
you paid the betting.
I think that part of it is not entirely illegal because the warrant is public info, I guess. She told him,
but you are instructing the investigation. If we're on our way to pick him up and you're like, run,
sure,
you know what I'm saying?
She told him on the same call to destroy the phone.
What did he was already bugged then. He had to have been bugged. They already wired him.
Yeah, I guess they got
and they got her. Damn.
Yeah. So didn't have anything to do with YSL, and she was not Young Thug's lawyer. So can we? Because people keep saying like, "Oh, Young Thug's about to be arrested now. He's done for." Like, it has nothing to do with Young Thug. So we gotta clear that up. But yeah, no, the videos of her are insane.
They are pretty funny. They're pretty hilarious.
She really out here, but I think she does that as a marketing point. That's not really who she is.
If your man is in the streets, like you gotta understand what's going on. Like he's not cheating on you. Why are you even not being his piece by asking him who he's talking to at 4 a.m. while he on the phone whispering? Like, you know what he do?
Insane.
Yeah, she was something else.
I knew to check the comments. Tony Robinson said, "Damn, was Thug clapping her cheeks or something?" Oh man. All right. So yeah, I thought that whole thing was hilarious. Okay. I feel like I should give an L to the entire All-Star weekend at this point.
Yeah.
Between The slam dunk contest that was absolutely trash. The belt that they gave Steph Curry after beating what's her name. That shit was so plastic and anyway, it looked like something you get out of a fucking cereal box as a gift.
I was trying to figure out why they was even making them do that. I'm like, look, she's an NBA hooper, and she's very good in her own right, very talented. But like, why are we doing this?
Like, you knew Steph was going to win.
Like,
I'll give her credit for the fact that she got as
it
much.
was close. It was close.
She got as much as Dame did, who won the point contest. But
if she was competing against Dame, I have a hard time believing that they would have got the same score. Like if it was her versus Dame, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just you'll see Usain Bolt out here racing Shelly Ann Fraser just for shits and giggles. Facts. And there's a reason.
Facts.
There's a reason.
Facts. We're talking about the greatest shooter in NBA history. What are we doing?
Like y'all didn't even give her a normal shooter. Let her shoot against Tyrese Halliburton. Let her shoot against Tyrese Halliburton. Like, you know what I mean? That's a little bit more even.
Sure.
You're gonna give her fucking Steph Curry. You don't even give one of these poop ass niggas sitting on the sidelines over here with these Cuban links Steph Curry to shoot against. Why would you give her Curry?
Facts. So I should give it an L for the slam dunk contest, the whack ass belt that he got for that dumb shit. I should give an L to everybody in the celebrity game with the exception of Micah Parsons, CJ Stroud, and Tristan.
CJ.
Well, he actually did good in the game. That's the only reason.
And he got a prize leaving out.
No, that was from the Cactus Jack game, and he's not involved with her. He just gave her a ride.
Right. I know. Yeah, just gave her. I'm sure he gave her a ride.
Shut up.
I'm sure he did.
No, he's not involving himself with the likes of Amber Rose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he would never. No.
And it showed because he did well.
It didn't show.
He did well in the celebrity game.
It don't fucking matter.
Now, when you involve
gave me new life. You don't know what happened.
When you involve yourself with those type of women, they just drain the talent out of you.
Oh,
which is why Kanye hasn't made a graduation or late registration.
Wiz is talentless. And don't talk about Kanye. Kanye number one right now. Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign are number one, but we'll wait till I get to my list to talk about that.
Okay, well, but they're not the same as what. Well, that happens to everybody. He's not with Amber Rose. That's the point.
Okay.
Anyway,
until we see him again.
Speaking of rap, I'm not giving my L to any of the things involved directly with All-Star Weekend, even though I should. I'm giving an L to the clip of Kevin Durant rapping that came out during All-Star Weekend.
Why are we doing that?
Because while it was okay, I guess, I feel like he sounds like any other local rapper that I've ever heard in my life. But the difference is he's good at something completely different, and so we have to give him the same eyes as everybody else.
I feel like if he could focus that long and write that many words to make that rap out, then he could focus and brush his hair.
Sure.
I feel like if you can sit down with a pen and a notepad and write that shit out and write that verse, you can brush your hair, man. There's just no excuses. You got time for that bullshit? You got time to brush your hair. You got time to brush your hair.
I guess, man, like if you're great at basketball, just go be great at basketball. There's no real need for any of you to try rapping.
It's like all the celebrity podcasts, man. I'm telling you, dude. It is like so. I feel as though the podcasting apparatus has grown to a point where people who are not able to reignite or, get to a new height in their current profession, buckle backwards and fall on stuff like this.
Yes. Yep.
There's a few notable names out right now in the podcasting verse.
From the NBA specifically, or
not from the NBA, but just in general, former celebrities who were doing other things, not podcasting, who are known for other things. That it just hasn't gone that way in recent years.
Yeah.
But in short order, because they have the connections, because they have the relationships with the talent agencies to get certain interviews, almost overnight, some of these people can't even speak, let alone hold an interview. But almost overnight, million people subscriberships and interviews that pale in comparison to no one.
Yeah.
That rival Joe Rogan. With platforms that are less than a year old. Imagine that.
Yeah, like Pat Bev. Or like everybody sees JJ Redick do his thing and become a I guess he's just become a sportscaster.
Yeah,
really.
no, there are some guys who built the platform and they grew it, you know, and you can't really be mad at him. Pat McAfee was a fucking kicker. He was a fucking kicker. Okay, so like, when nobody flocking to his page to see his sports takes until he earned the respect and he grew it.
No, that's a fact. Now he happens to be probably one of the only punters with that much personality.
Yeah, and I was about to say, now there are others who stepped into this and just cheated their way to die. There's no other way to put it. It's like they stepped into the relationships that provided them the notoriety they have.
Like, you know, I keep seeing clips of PG's podcast. I'm still just like, I don't
get it.
I don't care.
I don't get it.
I don't care about PG that much. All these new kids coming into the draft and everything seem to admire him, but I don't feel like PG is even that great of a basketball player to warrant his podcast, let alone I don't think his personality is even. I sound like I'm hating now, but like, like I just don't see what's so great about PG for me to.
And I mean,
hear his
even outside of the sports stuff, right? Like outside of the athlete stuff, I think people naturally like to see athletes outside of an athletic box. They want to see what you do in normal life. So that's a natural level of intrigue. I'm talking like Keke Palmer. Like, in the midst of everything you got going on, of course, this probably was the plan in the first place. So like nothing that was happening in the midst was going to derail it. But you pop out, you're an actor.
Yeah.
Right? So like at a certain point in time, being on the internet talking about other actors was beneath you.
Yeah.
Absolutely was beneath you. Like before all of this shit blew up here, even the thought of you no longer being on the big screen so that you could talk on the internet would have made you cringe.
Yep.
And now it is probably the main source of income right now. And is doing it at a high level in a short order. Like, where the hell did you come from?
At the very least, it's the main source of income in between jobs.
Raven-Symoné, same thing. Her and her wife got a podcast now. Where the fuck did you come from?
Do that many people care about Raven-Symoné and her
wife? I would say she at least has 100,000 followers.
That's insane.
And it's crazy. It really is. It's insane. But she just had who did she have on there? Tiffany Haddish, I believe. She said Tiffany Haddish. Like, I understand why Tiffany Haddish and Raven-Symoné would be in the same room. Why Tiffany Haddish and a podcaster who's at their platform open for less than 6 months will be in the same room, I would never get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is.
Unless her name is Bobby Alhoff, I wouldn't.
They have the resources to skip the steps, and that's what makes it very annoying.
Yes. No, agree. So, yeah, fuck Kevin Durant and his rap debut. I don't care.
So yeah, the moral of the story is like dominate the shit that you dominate and leave all the normal shit to normal people.
Mr. Tubu, you said I heard Consciously getting a podcast. You gonna be on it? You gonna be a guest?
Fuck no. And he earned it too. This whole year, from Democratic talking points to defending the brick lady, he earned it. He earned that billboard in Times Square. So
yikes.
If you're a Consciously fan, then good on the both of y'all.
Big yikes.
He'll be on BET soon enough.
This may be a quick L, maybe not. So originally the L was a dub, I guess technically, because Michael Jordan's son got away from Larsa.
Woo.
And that's great, awesome. They broke up, cool.
Michael told me he's gonna kick his ass out the fucking wheel.
Here's the problem. Apparently on Valentine's Day they were together. So hey,
listen, man. Marcus Jordan is a man who has grown up in the shadow of the biggest sports icon of all time.
Mhm.
Now he was a respectable hooper in his own right. He played Division I Power 5 basketball at Illinois.
Mhm.
You know, he didn't have the most stellar career, but again, he made a Power 5 roster in the Big Ten. So
He
respect to
transferred
him.
though. I think.
What have you? He made a roster. He got recruited to go to Illinois. The point is that he's never been able to capture even a fraction of that persona from his father. And so this whole shit with Larsa Pippen has been the closest thing to his father's notoriety he has ever had.
No, Marcus Jordan only played for UCF. It was Jeffrey Jordan that played for Illinois. And then he transferred to UCF.
Jeffrey Jordan, his middle name, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That's crazy.
Yes, Jeffrey Michael Jordan. And I thought
UCF is Power 5. It's not Big Ten, but it's Power 5.
Yeah.
It's a Division I program. So, you know.
Yeah, so he went from Illinois to UCF. And then the other one just played for UCF. And they played, I think, for 2 years together.
And so it's just like, I could see why that was so important. Because there's no objective way of looking at this and being like, yeah, they were really in love, or maybe he really did love her. But it's so foolish if he did. It's so utterly foolish. There is no way to look at this to say that this is something that was right for you in any respect. This woman watched you come out of your mother's vagina. And if she didn't watch it, she was there moments after it happened. She held you. She probably changed your diaper at some point.
No, bro, she said she didn't know nothing about him.
It is absolutely predatory to watch a child from afar as an infant, as a newborn. Watch that child become a man and fuck him. That is disgusting.
That's a fact.
It's nasty.
That's a fact.
Any adult that can watch a child grow into adulthood and have sex with them is a predator. Because that means you've been sitting there this whole time like, damn, 525,600 minutes till I get to clap those cheeks.
Yo. All right, let's move on to another topic.
But what about age limits?
Yeah. All right, bro. I need you to relax. Let me check the camera first.
It's okay, it's Larsa Pippen.
It's not okay. Larsa Pippen is disgusting.
She got hit by Future.
She did. And then he made multiple mentions about Scottie Pippen.
So there's no respect
at all. She didn't even tell him to stop.
Just close your legs. Just close your legs.
That singing voice is insane. Okay, 2 more topics.
Lord have mercy.
If I even want to talk about both of them. One is an L, one is a... Yeah, one is an L. It's going to take a while. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it. It just had to do with Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
It came out again. And racist white people are a racist thing. So...
I don't even know why I'm still watching that damn show.
Something to do, I guess.
Something to do, I guess.
Something to do. It's not Stranger Things, but, it's something to do.
Yeah,
but, yeah, I don't know if I care about it. Just a black woman on Love is Blind is experiencing some social media backlash. So I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it or not, but it's not that big of a deal.
Does it have to do with one of her white counterparts?
That she's dating?
Yeah.
No. She actually chose the black guy. But she had to choose between a white guy who was like the worst contestant on Love is Blind history, I feel like, and a black guy who, like, despite the show being called Love is Blind, wanted to know what she looked like behind the pods. So it's like, all right, bro, you're clearly not here for the right reason. But I'm not gonna go into it. There's a lot of layers to it, to where I'll skip it. Because I wanted to talk about, and I thought about bringing this up during Behind the Cape, but it's a toss-up. So, the Peanuts comic strip, Charlie Brown and the gang, Snoopy and the gang, have recently, actually at this point, I guess they released the Franklin show, or not the Franklin show. It's a movie.
It's about to be a movie, yeah.
And Franklin, if you're not aware, is the black character
The
on
one Black Peanut.
Yeah, and he's gone through a little bit of ups and downs through the comic strip, including the meme of the Thanksgiving dinner where he is on one side, and then like Charlie Brown, Peppermint Patty, Lucy, Linus, all of them are on the other side, including the fucking dog, which is insane. And then also, I think on one of the TV specials, he like brought out a boombox and started breakdancing.
Oh shit!
So he's been through a lot
Jesus Christ.
as the token black character on the show. But they released the movie of basically him and Charlie Brown coming together to, I think, make a go-kart or something like that. And basically it's a story of inclusion, and it's mostly from the standpoint of Franklin. And I don't know. I haven't seen it yet,
I
but
feel like the MCU could do this for Monica.
yes,
Like I feel like the MCU could do this for Monica.
yes, make her a star
Debuted
character.
in WandaVision with no parents, no relationships outside of Carol Danvers. And that's like the main driving force of her character to this point is some disaffected relationship with Auntie Carol.
Yeah.
And then, she's gonna disappear for forever. She's gonna pop back in the Marvels to be, semi-comedic relief, and then we're gonna drop her off in another universe.
I would go along with that. However, I just don't trust where they would go from that.
Like, how do they improve?
They wouldn't. So it's just like, well, what's the point of doing that
if what they did to fix it would be even worse?
You know what I mean? So I like that idea, but no, it wouldn't work out.
They could do it.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like they kind of gave Franklin. He was the token character, so there's not really much you can do. I feel like we know Peanuts for Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Charlie Brown trying to kick the football even more for that than anything Franklin's ever done. So I'm interested to know, I guess, what people think about the fact that Franklin's getting his own thing. So that's the toss up. So I don't know. If y'all can't tell in chat, he's trying to do the theme song for Peanuts. And now he's trying to do the dance too. It's on you. That's insane. You know what? On the actual recording one, I'm gonna give you the music. How about that?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you don't look as crazy as you just look.
All right, I'm gonna try and go fast because
Ricky Bobby.
some of us were a little long-winded there.
All right, I could have talked about Love Is Blind. You want to talk about it?
I do not. First dub is going out to Vultures. It's the #1 album in the country or in the world, I guess. Country, world, wherever they rate those things. It sold 148K in the first week.
Which seems low for a gay
Does it?
project.
150 in the first week?
Yes, gay project though. I feel like his last one, Donda, did 3.
I felt like we were arguing, but no. It did 300K in the first, maybe 300K overall. I didn't do 300K in the first week.
I don't know.
There's no way it did more than 250,000 in the first week. I don't think that's how album sales are going, fam.
No, it's not. But I
It's
seem
like
to remember
not how they're
Donda
going.
and Certified Lover Boy doing like a lot.
Yeah, again, overall. Well, you tell me. Go ahead.
Donda debuted at #1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 after a 5-day. Oh, because he didn't do it on Friday. He did it on Sunday.
Well, what was the total, anyways?
309,000 album equivalent units, which is how they
Damn.
do it. Yeah.
GD.
And he didn't do it in 7 days. He did it in 5. Which is crazy.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, compared to what Donda did, they nerfed it.
Yeah,
But it's still the #1 album in the country
sure.
with a fraction of what Donda did. Holy shit.
But even the number he did do on this one is still a lot more than what people are doing these days. So it's still insane.
GD.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Vultures. Young Miss Westy, she's your bestie.
That was your favorite
Young
verse?
Miss Westy.
That's your favorite verse? Got a lot of backlash though, especially from Anthony Fantano, who didn't even review it. He just
talked about how Kanye is an anti-Semite, basically for 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, so then like you actively didn't have to make that video.
Yeah.
You're a music reviewer.
Yep.
If you want to break into politics, you should start a new channel.
He even
Like, I honestly don't understand people like that. I don't get it.
he even has videos before reviewing music from people who are just
Worse.
as controversial or worse. And has said, "Oh yeah, no, I can remove."
I'm
the
telling you,
person
man,
from the music."
this brain rot around anything that has to do with the Jewish faith or Jewish people it really needs to be studied. It has to be studied. You say the word Jew and you don't use the right inflection, you might be labeled an anti-Semite. And once again, we talked about this on the show. The way that they are using it to try and tie anti-Semitism specifically to only Jews is some of the biggest gaslighting and misinformation I've ever seen, ever. It's almost as bad as woke. It is almost as bad as woke. Convincing the rest of the world that Semitic means Jew, specifically Jew, is nuts. It's insane. But I'm not gonna waste valuable stream time ranting about that. My next dub is going out to Sharon Moore, new head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, first ever black head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. Was at another tragic loss of Juwan Howard's Michigan basketball team against Michigan State. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Bro, they told me that we need to talk about Love is Blind. Love is Blind content does numbers.
Oh, well, y'all have fun with that. Y'all go do numbers, right?
New channel.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yes, this is coming from Zach Shaw. So, Sharon Moore was at the basketball game, got pulled in by one Gus Johnson, Fox announcer, asked him about Ohio State's great recruiting offseason. Sharon Moore simply replies back to him, "We'll handle all of that in November." I love it. I love it. I love it. We're not going to sit up here and talk a whole bunch of shit about NIL money or paying high school recruits or, guys getting promotions for only recruiting. Guys getting promotions because they took interviews elsewhere. Sharon Moore's not a petty individual like me. He took the high road, realized the position that he's in as a defending national champion, as a 3-time Big Ten champion. And he took the high road and said, you know what? We'll see how all that recruiting shapes out in November when it actually matters.
Let's just be simple about it. What happens if he doesn't take care of it in November?
If he loses, then he loses. If you lose, you lose. Very simple.
Because if
games, championships, titles are all won on the football field, not in the offseason.
Well, no, I mean, regardless, if the roles were reversed and Ryan Day had said that, I'd be like, oh yeah, Ryan Day, shout out.
No, I would say that's the exact thing that I expect not to hear from Ryan Day. Well, they're doing good, but we've got to do better, and we've got to boost our recruiting efforts, and we want to be first in everything. And if you're not first at Ohio State, you're last. And only thing we do here is win Big Ten titles and national championships. And that's the type of response that I would expect to get from Ryan Day. Not hey, yo, look, I don't really care what's going on over there. We'll handle it when we play him. Because that's not the type of attitude he has.
My point was that if that were the roles reversed, I would be like, yeah. So I'm not going to say anything about him saying it. But if it doesn't happen,
he gave you that quote, you would be geeked. You'd be like,
that's what I'm saying. I would.
But you know why? Because that would be a change of character. That would be a change of pace. It wouldn't be the same guy who was out here looking for Lou Holtz is not the guy who's unbothered by his rival.
But how many times has he had specifically Lou Holtz moment?
How many times has he had that amount of pressure coming into a season? As the pressure rises, you get different reactions out of men. That's just how it works.
Oh, sure. I agree. What about your boy Keon Sabb though?
Unfortunate loss. It was unfortunate. It was one of the guys we were eyeing to take over Mike Sainristil's role. So, look, man, NIL is crazy. NIL is crazy, and not just NIL from other teams, But now that now that the college athletes are allowed to hire agents, they're being shopped. It's not just that you have to worry about other teams illegally contacting your player. Now their representation is actively seeking better deals at other universities. Like, we can talk about NIL, we can go through, we can talk about why the NCAA is a farce and why they should never have had any control over that in the first place. And I get all of that. I'm with y'all. And I for one, think that these boys should get their pay. What I do not believe should be able to happen is that a player on an active roster is being shopped by his agent to other teams for no other reason than higher compensation.
All of that is absolutely factual.
That's garbage. And if you have a destination marked off a week after entering the portal, that's a telltale sign of you were tampered with.
Wait, does he?
I don't think so. I mean, it hasn't been a week.
I was gonna say,
He entered on Friday. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it hasn't been
I
a
was
week.
because I've seen a list of different potential names.
Yeah, no. He hasn't gone anywhere yet. If
So
he ends up at Oregon by Monday,
Oregon would be insane.
I'm saying, like, fam, he's been in Ann Arbor, Michigan for the last 2.5 years. Is he hopping a private flight on his own dime out to Eugene to see the campus before he commits?
Well, you know
Because
what?
that's where the strongest tail is to Eugene.
Landing is already following them, and that's the first step.
Again, I don't care. If guys want to leave, guys want to leave. And in all honesty, I don't really blame Keon, because he stayed after Harbaugh left. He stayed after Herb left. He stayed after Mentor left.
But
The entire defensive staff is gone.
Okay.
There isn't a single coach back from last year's defensive staff.
Mhm.
So it's not like a backup safety who now has to convince a new defensive coordinator and a new position coach that he's worth playing, thinks that he can get it easier somewhere else. That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't necessarily think that easy is always the best road to take, but that's not my decision to make either.
Yeah.
So it kind of is what it is. But I don't think Keon Sapp's going to break the back.
But you're not afraid of anybody else potentially doing the same thing?
Oh, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant.
Uh-huh.
If either one of those guys leaves, then we got a problem.
Okay.
We got an issue. Because now, even with Keon Sapp gone, if we keep what we got a championship level defense. And that's going to win us games. It just is. No matter who we got slinging the rock back there, it's going to win us games. We have competent offensive line play, championship level defense. We'll be right there at the end of the year competing for the league. If we don't have that, things are going to get very interesting. Things are going to get very interesting.
Also, I'm only saying this to see your reaction. Shout out to James Laurinaitis for getting upgraded to LB coach.
For doing nothing. But again, that was another prediction that I had. It was like, why is this man not already?
He's recruiting.
He can't recruit as a GA. He can't recruit. He can recruit now. He can recruit now. Okay, well, then that's a violation.
I'm going to be honest with you.
So please, thank you for telling us more about the NCAA.
I can't prove anything. I can't prove anything. So you can't take my word. I think
it's fine. I ain't dry snitching.
Because I've never seen any of the linebackers with James Knowles.
Well,
Jim Knowles.
He's the linebacker coach, so he was.
They even had
until Laurinaitis started sniffing around at the Browns, and then Ryan Diggs was, I can't lose anybody, just like he did with. So okay, this is why I continue to smile about Ryan.
You didn't give me the reaction I was looking for. I was thinking you were going to make another WWE joke.
Well, WWE's coming up. Anyways, to get off of football, but just to make this last point, the reason why I'm always pleased that Ryan Day is the guy driving this boat at the end, regardless of what players you got, is because of the mentality. Okay, so I got Brian Hartline here, right? I got Brian Hartline. Brian Hartline is one of the hottest recruiters in the country.
Yep.
And in order to keep him, I'm probably going to give him a title that he doesn't deserve, that he doesn't know what to do with, that he hasn't earned yet. But because I don't want to lose him on the roster to someone else who's going to pay him more because he doesn't want to stay and learn, I'm going to elevate him.
Are you saying elevating him to OC was only to do that?
Yes, was to keep him on the roster so that he didn't lose one of the best recruiters in the country. 100%.
Okay.
because he proved that's what it was by taking those duties away from him the following season.
Okay.
Same
But
thing.
I believe that Chip Kelly is there to teach him how to do it, so that when Chip Kelly
Yeah, fine. Chip Kelly's going to be there as long as there isn't an NFL job for him.
that too, I agree.
Tim Walton
Mhm.
has not had a first round NFL defensive back since
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner plays for Cincinnati. He played for Cincinnati. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of
Okudah.
Eliano.
Jeff Okudah.
Okay.
Jeff Okudah was the last one. I don't know how Jeff Okudah is doing in the NFL now, but that was his last one. Imagine having the amount of 4 and 5 star talent that Tim Walton brings, because again, Tim Walton is one of the best recruiters in all of the country. But that's where it ends. Who's your new associate head coach? Tim Walton. For no other reason than he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to have one of the best recruiters in the country leave his staff for an elevated position. He didn't earn associate head coach. What makes Tim Walton? Tim Walton was on the internet arguing with Roman Wilson hours after losing the Michigan game last year, and then followed that up a few weeks later by getting ran off the field to fucking Missouri. And he gets promoted to associate head coach.
The game wasn't even.
Fine, whatever. That's your thing. If you don't care, you don't care.
I wouldn't even.
So now James Laurinaitis, James Laurinaitis was a GA. Okay. Now you might have thought that he could help you with the linebackers. You may have thought he could help linebacker recruiting. I think you might have hired him as a linebacker coach if you thought any of those things.
Yeah.
But never had you. He was going into next season going to be a GA until the man went and looked at getting another job. This Ryan Day does not offer out promotions unless someone's about to leave. Unless it is threatened that someone is going to leave. He doesn't elevate based off of merit. He elevates off of keeping the guys that he knows can get good players in here and keeping them here.
But I would think that them going to other teams means that there's something of value to them. So at some
You're
level,
recruiting.
okay,
People want crack recruiters. But do you need, if you're Ryan Day,
it's merit.
If you're Ryan Day, is that what you need to get this team over the hump? That may not be the merit that you need.
Okay.
Like, yes, you may be a very good recruiter, but if getting good players has never been a problem at Ohio State, which it hasn't, and now all of a sudden we have a Michigan problem or a postseason problem or a November problem, development is our issue, not recruiting.
But you know how I look at it, me personally, because I obviously have no insider information, is the position coaches are handling the recruiting, and at the very least, I have seen Jim Knowles develop the defense to be one of the top defenses last year. And so maybe, I would assume, since Chip Kelly doesn't like recruiting, his job is to do the same thing for the offense.
I think individual position development has kind of tapered off under the Ryan Day era. And I think moves like this show why, because he favors recruiting over development. These guys are getting elevated because they're really good recruiters, not because that they're bringing in players and making them better players once they get here.
But then how can you explain the players getting drafted if they're not being developed at all?
I pointed out 2 specific positions where that is no longer happening at the rate that it was happening before. Linebackers and defensive back. Those are the 2 guys that got elevated.
But you included Hartline in that.
Right. Hartline got an offensive coordinator position that he did not deserve, that Ryan Day essentially told us he didn't deserve because he stripped it from him. Right.
But he got the players developed.
The whole point
to be first round receivers.
Let's hold off on that a bit. Because again, the guys that Hartline has sent to the league thus far weren't necessarily developed by him. Garrett, Olave, JSN, those guys weren't. Now, if Cardinal Tate goes out there and does it, if Brandon Ennis goes out there and does it, if Jeremiah Smith goes out there and done it, okay, fine. So those are 3 guys that came in as freshmen under Brian Hartline.
Guys that Hartline has specifically
recruited, brought in, and developed. Garrett Wilson, Olave, and JSN were pretty much finished products by the time that Brian Hartline got there.
No, that's true.
They were finished products by the time that he got there. So if we're talking development, Let's give him some time to actually recruit his guys, have them there 3 or 4 years, and see where they go. I can't give you credit for developing someone else's guy, for someone else's work.
I can't for the life of me remember if Marvin Harrison Jr. was recruited.
That may have been Heartline.
I think it was.
But then is Marvin Harrison not going to ball out like that at any place that he's a once in a generation type of wide receiver? Now I'm not going to take that away from Brian Hartline, because so if there's a tally, he's got one, Marvin Harrison Jr.
And then he would have the receivers that we have now.
Yeah, Ennis, Tate, or Jeremiah, but none of those guys have done anything in college. They've done nothing. They have reputations.
Sure. Well, Carnell Tate was, I'll say, top 3, but he hasn't ascended yet. He hasn't ascended yet.
All right, I'm getting off of Michigan. Let's move on.
Right.
I gave a dub to the Rock's promo on SmackDown. I know a lot of people thought it was cringy. I don't give a shit. Finally, The Rock has come back to Salt Lake City. And he threatened the Salt Lake man that he was going to slap the herpes off his fat ass lips.
Yo, that's insane.
I love the promo. I loved it.
That is insane.
I love his attempt at trying to turn heel. He's not the best heel, but
sure
it works. I think it'll work.
I feel like he was a heel during some of his time.
Yeah, I'm just saying I've never really favored him as a heel. Sure. But I feel like the feelings of most people in WWE right now around Cody Rhodes and what they thought was going to happen at WrestleMania and now what is going to happen at WrestleMania, there's enough there to just drive that, twist that knife in the heart of fans that wanted to see Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. So easy heel turn. I thought the promo was hilarious. It's meant to be cringeworthy. Like wrestler promos should be cringy to a certain degree. I loved it. I just love seeing my favorite wrestler back on SmackDown, man.
That's always
something to see. Okay, let's get into the L's here. Speed round. First L I got is going out to participant in the celebrity basketball game and social media hooper T-Jazz. You know who that is?
Yep. The guy who told Kelsey Plum.
Fam, why are you embarrassing yourself, dog? Why are you embarrassed? Like, first of all, if she lightly jabs you during the celebrity game and tells you to pass the ball more, just be like, all right, my bad, and just go on about your business, bro. Go on about your business.
Yeah, the response was nuts.
It was absolutely insane. I had more assists in the first half than she averages in the season. You mean that she averages professionally against other professional basketball players? You're playing rappers and actors
and Kai Cenat.
And you're talking and Kai Cenat, and you're talking shit about having more assists than she averages in a professional basketball. Yo, fam, you can't be this brain dead.
You know she responded, right?
Yeah, I did. Wait. No, Bloom did.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She just said, "You little naked mole rat, fair."
No. I didn't like that. Don't give in. Call him a little naked mole rat. Period. Don't hit that fair shit.
Oh shit. But yeah, I mean, I do think it was insane that was the only thing she said to him. But at the same time, it was all in good fun. Like, chill out, bro. Why'd you go to Twitter after that and
because he's
try to
lame?
blaze
He's
her
an
shit.
egotistical lame. Anyways, oh man, this is the funniest thing I've seen on the internet this week. Did anybody see the video of the dude playing the piano in the airport? And it was like this white lady sitting off to the side, kind of recording him. In the beginning of the video, she asked what he was playing. He's like, I composed this myself. Did you see that? Let me show you.
Oh shit. All right, let me change that.
Quick side note on the Vultures dub that I gave y'all earlier. That was actually Kanye's 11th time debuting at number 1.
Out of 11 albums? Sheesh. Also, JSN was also a Heartline recruit. Boom.
When was JSN's freshman year? It doesn't feel right.
That's right.
If Brian Hartline got there in 2020, it
No,
feels
I think
like
he got
JSN
there-
would have already been on
I
the
got
roster.
there at 19.
Hold on one second.
No. No.
JSN
What
was
class was he?
high school class of 2020.
High school class of 2020. Brian Hartline joined the staff when?
Hold on. As you mean as wide receiver coach specifically?
Mm-hmm.
2018.
Oh yeah, that was JSN. That was him. Okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't involved in. I don't
So,
think
yeah,
Garrett Wilson or Olave.
JSN and Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
We still got. So
He would have also been.
Hold on.
Luka.
hold on. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. So that means Egbuka and Fleming. Egbuka, who took a step back last year. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And then Julian Fleming is also him. Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, you got to prove it with this next crop that you have of Ennis, of Tate, Jeremiah Smith. You got to prove it.
But Ibuka is probably going to have a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, that's what you thought this year.
If he stays
You
healthy.
told me
If he
Emeka
stays healthy.
Egbuka was the second best wide receiver in the country coming into this season.
Yeah, but he also wasn't healthy for the middle of the season.
Even when he was healthy, he wasn't the second best wide receiver in the country. Even healthy, he wasn't the second
Sure.
best wide
This
receiver in the
season.
country.
Right, but I already agreed that he took a step back.
Okay, sure.
But if he,
So I'm just saying, as it
Talent-wise,
stands right now, my boy got JSN to stand on firmly. You got JSN, you got Marvin Harrison Jr.
okay, so this is what I would base it off of. If Will Howard is just Kyle McCord,
Yo, fam, why are we back here? We need to get off this. We need to get back. Yeah, we get moved on to
you were showing me a video.
Yeah. Anyways, viral video. Black man playing a piano in the middle of an airport.
Black man, okay.
Yeah, lady sees him, starts talking. So here we go. Here we go.
Is that TikTok? Do you have the TikTok app?
No. This is on Twitter. Okay, no. But have you seen that video
No.
of this lady watching him play? Okay.
Nope.
So this lady right here,
Old white lady.
right, old white lady, actually is a famous pianist. Her name is Ariette Woodman.
It's good that you pronounce it that way because some people don't pronounce it correct.
Yep, it's Ariette Woodman,
Not her name. I was talking about what she does.
a pianist.
Some people pronounce it incorrect.
Anyways, so Ariette Woodman is a famous pianist who just so happened to be in the area watching this young man play. She got his contact, they exchanged. So it's really a great career opportunity for him. And really just kind of like a stroke of fate to see it all happen there on the video. And the craziest thing about that is that Ariette Woodman is not a person. Ariette Woodman is a person who was completely made up on TikTok off of this viral video. If you look up Ariette Woodman on Google, there is a profile created for her laying out her entire career, her date of birth, all this other shit, and none of it is real. It was created a week ago.
Her date of birth too. What is it?
All of it. The
Why are
whole
we adding
thing.
things that don't even need to be there.
A fake person who was created on social media. That just goes to show y'all be doing so much on these goddamn apps that really y'all could be out here changing the world. Y'all created a whole persona for a real life person that doesn't exist. And bruh, if you go to the actual video, the from dude, like his video in the comments, they're like, "Oh my God, that's Ariette Woodman. Oh my God, I didn't even notice." They in the comments like, "Oh my God, I didn't." It is the best psychological experiment to watch ever. To introduce a completely made up person into a tank of people all thinking like each other and just watch them fall over themselves with false
Can we not do this in 2024?
It is fuck. That's amazing, Josh.
It
That
is
is
amazing.
absolutely amazing.
Here's the problem.
Oh my God, that's Ariette Woodman. I didn't even notice. You know why you didn't notice? Because that person doesn't even fucking exist. It's not a real person.
Here's the problem. Okay, and I just they just announced it. ChatGPT, the people who created ChatGPT, OpenAI, just rolled out like video that you can make strictly by putting a prompt.
Oh,
in
like
AI.
if you give them something to say, it'll show you.
It'll create
Like
a
show
video.
a donkey SM his own D in the
It's
desert.
crazy that that's the
But they
example
would
you came
do
up
it.
with.
But they'll do it.
and it probably wouldn't come
That's
up
because
with
I seen somebody else talking about this and they were like, show an emu sucking his own dick.
Oh, okay. Regardless, you put in a prompt, it'll give you a video.
Yeah.
And so we're getting to the point where AI is about to just be able to do
Anything.
and that combined with that story is scary.
Also, think about the millions of dollars we're spending on AI to make it show story characters have sex.
Yes.
We ain't ending world hunger or nothing. We ain't just wasted money on trash.
But just the fact that you can fabricate a story and then provide fake proof
Fam, and
outside of that.
to the point where everyone in the comments thought that she was a real person. They're coming back and be like, I didn't even notice. Oh my God, that's so amazing for him. It's Ariette freaking Woodman.
All that TikTok profile has to do now is take an old white woman and say, oh, this was when I was in the 1932 orchestra or whatever.
Right, when I
have a
met
fake
Victoria Fibalonzo,
and then make a fake video
world
of
class
somebody
composer.
at the piano.
It's insane. It's insane.
Oh,
Absolutely insane.
my head hurts.
Last L I got going out is to the Franklin County Municipal Court.
Sounds like, oh, you say L?
Yes,
Sounds like bad news then.
for allowing the Jason Meade trial to go into a mistrial.
It went into a mistrial.
Mistrial.
The last I heard, they had a surprise witness.
So they were actually in jury deliberations on Thursday and Friday. They brought in 3 different alternates, and they couldn't come to a conclusion. It was the factor of beyond a reasonable doubt, because Mr. Meade did not have on his body cam footage when he shot Casey Goodson in his back holding a sandwich.
So mistrial.
So mistrial is where we're at.
God.
So they couldn't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Now it's up to the special prosecutor's office to decide whether or not they're going to retry him. So, yeah.
Yeah, you hate to hear that.
Heart goes out to the Goodson family.
Absolutely.
You know, from the entire Columbus family, like for sure, keep them uplifted, and just the nation and the world as a whole.
Specifically his mom, man. She's been advocating, obviously, for the trial to move forward and all sorts of things. Obviously, going through losing your child is a thing of its own. So, like, specifically, prayers for her. But, yeah, that's bad news.
So that man doesn't have another day of peace ever again in his life,
Agreed.
regardless of the outcome of this trial. And they're still moving forward civilly. So even if he's somehow able to skirt out of the criminal liability of what he did, he will be broke for the rest of his life.
Sure. Yep.
But that's it. It's my dubs and L's. Let us know what your dubs and L's are in the comment prompt below. Let us know what you thought about ours. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and come back next Wednesday for another dubs and L's segment.
Absolutely. Like you said, we do this every Wednesday, so make sure you subscribe so you're here for the next one. And make sure you check out our playlist full of W's and L's where we talked about previous weeks. So if you want to get caught up on some of those stories, make sure you binge the whole playlist. Binging a whole playlist of W's and L's. Do it.
You'll be there for a while.
Do it.
You'll be there for a while.
We have over 200 episodes. So,
Yikes.
yeah. Anyway, live stream's still up.
Yep. Read those last little bit of comments.
Yeah, I want to get in front of the in front of the couch so that you're blocked off.
Right there, the camera.
Right. People. Oh, Dre Mac, what up? That's why Ohio State doesn't play their bench players at all. Carnell Tate played as a freshman, so
He didn't do anything.
he had 270 yards on a few catches.
Is that you saying this, or is that someone in the chat saying this?
No, I'm telling you, he had as a freshman, he had 270 yards.
Yeah, okay. Big fucking whoop.
It was the third month. Well, no, I don't think it was the third month. It was. He had a lot. This
There
is
was
as a
one game
freshman.
where he had like 120 yards in one game.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the ones where Ibuka was injured.
Yeah, or Marv. It was Marv or Ibuka. One of the niggas was out. So he had one game where he exploded, and the entire season he had 270 yards.
Yes. This just proves that people can be easily manipulated and controlled. Straight up hive mind
Absolutely.
is what he said about that's crazy.
The Ariette Woodman thing.
Yeah. All right. Bro, they want me to talk about Love is Blind. Let me talk about Love is Blind.
You can go with them later and talk about that.
Yikes. Anyway. Anything else you want to say to the people on the live?
That's it, folks. I love you, chat. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next Sunday doing the same thing. We'll be right back here with the same setup.
Absolutely. Wait, that isn't in the stream. I thought it says leave studio. I was just going to leave the studio and have nothing on there. Boom, in stream.